live hanging out with Derek Hunter here on my fantastic podcast. I guess you call it a podcast. I could upload it at some point to other things, but I just like going live on X, and I get yelled at by people by just going live on X. Let me pin this to my profile. Derek Hunter, one of my favorite people that I've gotten to meet over the past couple of months in person, even though I've known about him for years. WMAL afternoon host, 2 to 5.
3 to 6, 2 to 5 your time.
Well, I was right.
Obviously, far be it from me to interpret your masturbatory schedule to the world.
Do you know how difficult it is to book things on Central Time after your assistant quits?
No, I lived in Chicago for 1 week, exactly 1 week one time, and I moved to Chicago and I moved back because of a girl, both directions. So. Wow. That was it. But just over from Detroit, though. No, it didn't work out. I didn't end up with her. I dated her for 5 years, but I didn't end up with her.
You've been in DC for a long time now. Do you ever get targeted by the government there? Do they ever because they used to hate me when I was at Fox 5.
I never lived in Washington. When I lived in Baltimore, and then I lived in the suburbs. And I stayed out of the city as much as possible. But as far as, no, I never had to deal with the city except for the random camera fines that show up in the mail because you drive like a normal person.
Yeah. No, I got a couple of those along the way. It was a delightful time. I really enjoyed it. I got robbed at gunpoint there, and it was a fun time. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
I, knock on wood, have not been hung up. I know, held up. I know a lot of people who have. People in carjacked and everything, but I'm 6'5", dude. Most people don't want to look at me and they're like, what the hell is this, a Sasquatch? And I get weird requests.
I'm sorry, did you just say a Sasquatch?
Yeah.
What is a Sasquatch?
Bigfoot.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. What? Well, maybe where you're from. You call him anything you want.
Skunky.
Bigfoot, abominable snowman.
Hey, look at this.
Hairy douche.
Ruth Williams says, hello, handsome.
Yeah, she's probably talking to you. You know what?
You're
wearing the Texas hat. What the hell's going on in Texas in that hat?
Oh, it's a
fish hook in
it. That's a spur. It's a spur.
Okay.
And then that's I've been waiting for this
for the San Antonio Spurs.
No, the Rangers. That's a Rangers alternate hat. I have a hat problem.
Why?
I don't have a hair problem. I have a hat problem.
Okay.
And so I have right here. I love stupid alternate hats. I've got my Orioles. I got a New York Black Yankees because I'm woke. I've got the what is this one? The boiled peanuts.
Oscar the Grouches.
They have an Oscar the Grouch.
Is that the Rosie the maid from the Jetsons grandpa hat?
It's the frozen
pizza. Okay.
And then I've got the dance halls, the Round Rock dance halls. These are all alternate hats, basically, other than the Orioles one. That's the Japanese one. I think it says Orangetown on it or something.
None of those look like they've been worn.
Oh, listen, I have Chris. So I grew up in the hood in Baltimore, and there were two things that I picked up on. This podcast is just going to go.
Heroin and AIDS?
Yes. Two things I picked up on were crisp hats and crisp shoes. And so I never dropped it. And so when I'm in DC, I always wear a hoodie. I always wear a crisp hat, and I've got decent tennis shoes. I always kept my.
So if somebody mistakenly steps on your kicks, you're going to roll up on them?
Yes.
Somebody gets your lid, and it's boom. It's go time.
I have a membership to. I have the 20% off membership to Lids. So this guy was not too expensive today.
I'm not sure I'd put that on a resume, but okay.
I mean, look, I give an FU to the system. There are different ways that we give FUs to the system, and my FU to the system is you've been in one meeting with me one time. You see how I show up.
But what the hats? But the hats are the FU, but they're so clean they look like you might also be selling them. You know, if you just turn to it, yeah, I think I'm going to accept your proposal, but let me see what you've got in a beige sort of AAA bowl level hat.
Fair. It's fucking fair. It's so fucking fair. I love, if you guys are watching this, hit the retweet button. I just love hat. I literally have 300 hats. And I have different ones I pander. So when I meet with certain members of Congress or whatever, I wear the hat. That's the thing. And they're like, oh, you love that. And I'm like, nah, I'm just pandering.
My wife and children are like that, but with shoes. You'd think they were millipedes. But hats, No, I'm not tripping over hats. They're not interested in hats. So I guess, I mean, hats, if you keep them good, you keep them nice. Do you secretly wear them and then return them to the Foot Locker or whatever?
I'm not that ghetto. I
No.
have by the way, the
At least you
number
don't have the stickers on it. You don't have the stickers on this, do you?
No. I take stickers off.
Good.
See, stickers, no. That's where I draw my
You
line.
didn't learn all the lessons of Baltimore.
That is my white ghetto side of Baltimore. I take the stickers off immediately because the stickers are stupid. Everybody, I wear a 7 3/4, 7 5/8 sometimes, and that's all you need to know. But I did like crisp jerseys, crisp hats. I have jerseys too, by the way. I have a lot of jerseys, but I stopped wearing jerseys unless I do like a live show somewhere and I need to pander. Plus, it's cold a lot of times. I wear these hoodies. It's very nice to have these on.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
I
love like you wear sleeping clothes, but they're pressed. They're pressed. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, but do you own a suit?
One.
Is it wadded up in the corner?
I bought it's too big for me because I used to be, I just dropped 30. I need to drop another 40. And it's about 5 inches too big for me. And it was a washable suit from Kohl's. Did you know they make them that you can just wash them and they look the same?
No, I hadn't. Not since Kmart went out of business. No,
they have I do not have. I have a bunch of. I used to have. See, we should have interacted a long time ago. By the way, so when I was in DC for a long time, I would wear like plaid. I would go to the thrift store. Now the stuff is all stylish. I would go to the thrift store.
I did that in high school.
It was like the $4 blazers. I had a whole set of them.
Oh, at the Sal, you could get a whole outfit, a new suit jacket for every day of the week. Me and my friends put taps on our penny loafers and dimes in our penny loafers and quarters to make phone calls. We were obnoxious as hell, but we were cheap. We were poor and we just did it and it worked.
By the way, if you're looking at the counter here in the screen, we have more than 2 people watching. I don't know why the counter is not moving more. We've got 1,500 on X right now, but no, I would every day after law school, I would drive by a Salvation Army on the corner of Baltimore City. And I would drop in and I would buy records, buy 2, get 1 free at $1 a piece. So I have a massive record collection before people were collecting LPs. And I'd look through the jackets and get a different jacket. So when I moved from DC to here, I donated 50 jackets and I still have about 50 left.
They come in handy. I didn't own a suit until I got a job in DC. And I got it for the interview. Actually, a friend of mine bought it for me because I couldn't afford it. We went to Men's Warehouse, and to help me get a job, he bought me a suit. And I kind of loved the novelty of wearing a suit every day. And then it turned to August, and that wore thin really fast. You're like, fuck, this is hot as hell. And you just feel awful. And so from then on out, I work in radio now. I don't even have to put on pants. So to hell with all that.
Well, that's so the TV thing is what got me. So TV and radio, it was so cold, I started wearing the hoodies all the time, and then I just left them on. One of my friends said that, and I'm not going to say one of the places I work, but there were a couple of places that I go into formal scenarios a lot in DC. You've been to one of them, but one of my friends said that I should dress fancy until I show up to the place, and then as I walk into the front desk, take off the the sport coat and put on a hoodie, and then go up to the meetings, do the reverse. But
I think throughout the meeting, you should peel layers off to reveal more. To reveal more.
I've done stuff to trol people in meetings like that before, right? And I'll wear
certain biographer, so no, I don't know.
I will wear things to annoy people. I will do little things. I'll do little nods here and there to annoy people. Listen, you've been in DC enough. And you've done radio now for 20 years? God, we've been doing this for too long.
No, not 20 years. I just started radio, I don't know, about 10 years ago, I guess, probably 10 or 11. I haven't kept track.
Hi, Tammy. Make sure you hit retweet, Tammy. I've been doing
Tammy what to do. Leave Tammy alone.
I don't know
who she is, but she doesn't.
It's Tammy Earls. Who could forget Tammy Earls? A lot of people too can't find the chat on X, which is really weird. They'll leave comments, but not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've been doing radio probably off and on almost as long as you, but I went with the wrong company. You went with the right one. Because you have a smart wife that you've had around for a while.
I went with the wrong one I went where the jobs were. Sadly, my career has has been, I feel like a lawyer, like except an ambulance chaser. Somebody passed away, dies, and then they kind of go, anybody want to host? And they let everybody host, and then they end up hiring me. And then somebody else dies, and they go, anybody interested? Nobody's ever said to me, and I probably feel really guilty about it. I said, we're thinking about getting rid of this guy. Do you want to come over here? It is somebody died. And so then you go in there and figure it out.
I was a fill-in for Sirius for 6 years, and I was told very early on I'll never have my own show because I'm not a minority of any kind. And I was like, cool.
You're
and then
a white guy in Baltimore. You're the ultimate minority.
I am a comedian in conservatism. And so,
where did you live in Baltimore?
I lived in Baltimore Highlands. I lived in Federal Hill for a little bit because I was bougie. I did Dundalk for a year and a half. In the brand new, they had a brand new shopping center that they had just put together where the old post office is there. I don't know if you know Dundalk. So I lived above like the Rite Aid there. And then which was really nice when they first started the reopening of that little shopping center. It was fantastic. And then it was Dundalk. There was a meth raid down the hallway for me, which really kind of fucked up the building.
How many teeth are you missing? Dundalk requires that, right?
One. Just one. I have one in the back. And they do take teeth when you go over there. We're really hard to get to Dundalk now since they've taken millions of dollars from the federal government and haven't rebuilt the Key Bridge. That's a delightful.
That's really why that happened. I lived in Chase and St. Paul, 4 blocks from the train station downtown Baltimore in the Mount Vernon area for 13 years.
Well, I went to law school there. Awesome. I went to UB Law down there, so I'm pretty familiar.
I didn't own a car, so everywhere you could walk was my haunt for 13 years.
Did you go to the Charles Theater down there all the time?
Oh yeah, went to the Charles Theater. I used to DJ at the Depot. I'd go to Club Charles all the time, the Brewers Art. There's the gay bar like by the Eddies there that on first Saturday of every month would have a straight night, and I would DJ there because all the DJs from the Depot, it was like 80s music, would DJ. I can't remember what it was called.
Like Pink Elephant or something?
Called that anymore. Hippo? No, it's not the
Hippo. Yes, it was the Hippo.
It's catty corner from the Hippo. It's Grand Central.
Yeah. I went to straight night there. It was great. You know why I would go to straight night there? Because so you've got the 2 art schools. So you've got the Peabody here. And by the way, if you guys want to learn about Baltimore, this is what this is going to turn into. And then you've got
This is the only place you're probably less likely to get shot.
Yeah, true. So you've got
3 blocks either direction off Charles Street. You're on your own. You're an organ donor.
It's the Peabody, right? What's the art school that's right there?
It's the Peabody Conservatory and then Micah. Yeah. So in law school, the women they could smell a straight guy. You walk down the street. I dated like 3 or 4 opera singers in law school. They were nuts. But just randomly run into opera singers on the street?
Yeah. Well, you go to the bars down there, you meet them all.
What do you mean? You're running to the cast of The Wire when I was there. That was pretty cool. One of Kima Gregg's character lived 3 houses down in the row house for me. I had an awesome setup. It was a bedroom or a basement apartment, 1 bedroom, pretty big, private entrance, private courtyard with a 10-foot brick wall around it.
Holy crap.
And so I was able to have a grill and a little picnic table out there, like a 2-person table. It was freaking awesome. And it was only $425 a month. And in the 13 years I lived there, it went up to $550 because I did maintenance and odd jobs around the building for the guy who owned it, who lived in Florida, because I used to do maintenance and odd jobs so I could like take care of the little things for him. And so he didn't take me around on the rent. It was awesome.
We missed out. We could have been friends. This podcast is called Derek and Tim Could Have Been Friends years ago. My favorite was there was a bar it was so right by like the block closer to UB from Brewers Art was a bar that is underground. I think it was like a Hawaiian kind of theme. It was run by the sushi place, and they also ran a liquor store.
There's the upstairs sushi place. That place, I can't remember the name of it, but it was Kona. It was awesome.
Yes,
there was a sushi place in the Belvedere that you went in off of Charles. That after it was like a Japanese steakhouse and sushi. After hours, it became a blind pig. It became an after hours club. They'd play crappy techno music that would drive my head nuts. But you go in there, get a beer, get wasted, and feel like rather than buying pizza from Oriole or going to Never on Sunday, which I loved, you'd go there and get $80 worth of sushi and go, this is healthy, and you're like eating 2,000 calories.
It's like 4,000. I used to get the boat there. Actually, they knew me because the first ever Indian buffet, I think, or one of the first ever Indian buffets in Baltimore is
they're
on
up
Charles
and down
Street.
that street. There's like 4 of them within 3 blocks.
There's one there, but also Albar is where I used to meet all the opera singers.
Oh yeah. Right about the 13th floor. Albar used to have great brunches. And the 13th floor, I hated the 13th floor because it was bougie and you couldn't dress like a slob. And if I'm ending up at the depot dancing, sweating, I'm dressing like a slob. But we'd start off drinking in my apartment and then go every bar pretty much that made it to the depot.
We had to have crossed paths.
Probably.
There's just no way. Like, there's no way that we did.
I lived there from 2001 until 2014 or 13.
Correct.
14.
And I went to law school from 2003 to 2006. And I was out every night there.
We might have slept together.
You probably saw me striking out. I have a feeling. So the sushi place next to that's like in that hotel.
Yeah. You went around Charles.
Yeah, I used to go there for lunch every day.
I never went there to lunch. I only ever went there drunk. I only ever went there after hours. But I was up and down that street all the time. I'd walk to the train station and come back home. That was my commute. I'd go to Oriole Pizza. If it was on Charles Street, I consumed calories there.
Hold on. There we go. I was coughing. I had to mute myself. Yeah, I could have actually hit a mute button here instead, but on my computer, why would I do that when I have a mixing board next to me? I want to make sure I can make it as complicated as possible.
But you didn't want to just talk biography and
no, I want to talk about other things. Right? I want to talk about other things. But hold on. That was one of my most. I've only been blackout drunk 3 times in my life. The most recent is when my assistant quit because God knows what I said to her. But the last time I was blackout drunk was 2 times ago was when I covered BronyCon for the Daily Caller in Baltimore, and we ended up at that Kona bar. And
I went to BronyCon years in like the aughts, just like one of the first ones. I didn't actually attend it, but I could not let that happen without walking around the lobby of the convention center and seeing what the hell it was. And plus, cosplay chicks are kind of hot. So
yeah. Well, BronyCon's more the pedo kind of crowd, but like I went
to Comic-Con. They're all bleed together, but the chicks that were into it were into it.
We went to Kona afterwards, and we had like $3 like 3-ounce shots. The shot glasses were, and I got home and the next day looked at my phone and I called like every woman that I was working with at the time, because it was a great move. And I show up to the office the next day at Daily Caller, and 2 girls come up to me and they go, "You left a voicemail." And I go, "Oh, fuck." And they go, "You said the nicest things to us."
You about were how wasted.
Both of them were like, "You were like encouraging of our careers." I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can." I was like, "I don't want to listen to it." They were like, "You encouraged us in our careers. You told us we could do better, and we're gonna actually." The one was like, "I'm gonna take your advice." Like, it was really great. I'm like, "What the hell?"
You were actively trying to get them to quit their job. I'm like, "You do better than this. You're way better than this. I don't want you around the office at all."
Had to be. That's what it was. I think I literally was like, I was like calling all these women. I was like, "Hey, you can do better than this."
So I have a friend who would get blackout drunk, and I would just go to bed. And there would be an entire argument on text message, one-sided. He started it normal. "Hey, man, what are you doing? Hey, what's going on?" Now it's 3:00 in the morning when this starts. I'm sleeping, probably. Yeah. "Hey, man, you don't want to talk. Fuck you. You don't know it, blah, blah, blah." And then it would come full circle at like 5:00 in the morning. It would be an apology. And somehow I had an argument and won an argument without even knowing that the argument was taking place. So it's better to like call up and give people positive career reinforcement than it is to just be a complete dick while the sun is down. He's like a vampire, except he turns into an asshole instead of somebody who sucks blood. He just sucks.
I can't for the life of me, and we're going to get to the topics I'm going to talk about, but I can't for the life of me figure out what I said to my my assistant when the last time when I got drunk on my birthday here.
Probably said, "You can do a hell of a lot better."
Oh, I'm sure. I was like, "Hey,
you should quit. I'm terrible.
You're the best
3 minutes away from side boob. So, cup of some side boobs. You should probably get out while you can."
You should probably get out. I have no idea what I said. All right, here we go. So here's Trump today. Let's talk about the what happened in the news. Trump today, I think this is a brilliant move, banning or writing an executive order saying that it's illegal in a year in jail to burn the American flag. Here's the clip.
at levels that we've never seen before. When you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. Do you want to discuss that?
Sure. So what the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence.
Can I just tell you right now, I love that there's more and more shit in the Oval Office. I just like that this is turning into my studio.
There's gonna start hanging shit outside the windows. It just dangles, swings back and forth.
You got the Declaration of Independence over there on the side, and then you've got the FIFA. I love this. Hold on, we'll wrap this up.
Criminal activity where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
Yeah, incitement is.
Incite to riot. And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail, and it goes on your record.
Okay. I think this is a brilliant move. It's clearly unconstitutional.
Yeah, no, I it's popular with the people that are already in Trump's camp. Look, I don't enjoy flag burning, but it's what you do with it is up to you. You want to be an asshole. I look at it as, okay, you're a guy burning the flag. It's the equivalent of putting pronouns in your email signature. I'm going to treat you like a blackjack dealer at shift change in Vegas. I'm just going to go, I'm out. There's nothing on my sleeve. I don't want to deal with you. You do it. You've just said, you stood up and said, I'm an asshole, took your own feces and smeared it on your face. And you go, I don't want to know that guy. I'm done with it. And that's how I look at flag burning. You're free to do it as long as you bought it. If you stole somebody else's, that is property damage and that's a crime. But it's not the reaction that the people who do it want is for you to get absolutely upset, to start screaming at them, and maybe even get physical with them. Whereas I won't give them the satisfaction. I just walk away going, yeah, you people are fucking morons. And that's it.
Here's the reaction. I'll tell you what I think about it in 1 second. Here's Tim Walz.
Murphy. Think of how easy it would be to be a damn Republican. Oh, what should I wear today? This stupid freaking red hat. What should I...
Very easy to be a Republican with a red hat.
I say today? I don't know. Just make sure it's cruel. Who do we listen to? That guy. Oh, the felon in the White House? Yeah, listen to him and that will be fine. Now he's talking about burning flags. He's going to have flag burning or whatever. Because he knows there's a hell of a lot of flags with his picture on it that are going to get burned.
Really?
And he couldn't deliver the presidency for Kamala. I'm shocked. Thank God I'm sitting down for this. No, I call him affectionately Fraudy Murphy, which might be a little too dated of a reference to Audie Murphy, but he's a real piece of work. And you sit there and you go, what was on the ballot opposite him that the voters said, this is our guy? Was it like a sexually abused tube sock? Like, what the fuck was the alternative that voters looked at this and said, no, I can't. I've got to go with the other guy. I got to go with Tim Walz.
So what's going to happen, by the way, and why I think Trump did this? Now every leftist is going to go out and burn the American flag. And boy, oh boy, will that will make some great campaign commercials. That is I think that's the play.
Yeah,
I think
it might be the play, except that the first person arrested within 20 minutes, if there isn't already, there's going to be an injunction. And it's going to stop it. And so it doesn't matter if they go out and burn the flag. We've got enough B-roll of them all doing it. Shit, Bill Clinton did it in England during the Vietnam War, and he got elected twice. Man. So I'm not really sure. It's more of a motivator for conservatives than it is for normal people who probably aren't going to watch or care. If it doesn't occur to you to burn the flag, or that you're not around anybody who's burning the flag, it's not really a burning issue. You're more interested in being able to afford shit.
What is this? Hold on, what is this? Love Tim and Derek. I would commit a crime between use two bros. Plausible DEI ability, lads. I have no idea. Thank you. Oh, hey, by the way, I forgot to ask earlier. What was the edit? Did you go to school in Baltimore?
No.
Okay.
I grew up in Detroit. I went to school in Detroit.
I went to school in Baltimore. I did okay.
Oh, you went to public school? I went to public schools in Detroit.
Yeah, I went. It's same thing. Same. No, I just think that this is going to be I think it's going to be a fun little game that we play here. Obviously, nobody's going to go to jail for this. I mean, that's the thing, and it really is just a play to the base. Everybody's going to be very happy. Outlawed burning the American flag. I mean, why not be pro-American?
There's a disconnect, and you can tell me this. You went to law school. I did not.
Yeah.
But if you are arguing that campaign contributions are speech and corporations are free to have speech, and so therefore Citizens United, then how do you argue that burning a flag isn't?
You can't. You just
Thank you.
can't. Yeah, I mean, there's none. I mean, it's protected speech. It's again, this is just to again, it'll cover the news cycle here. The left will lose their minds. It'll give them something to talk about. They'll look bad from it. Yada yada. It's the normal. Trump's playing the.
Let them burn it, make them famous, walk away from them, and go. Those people are fucking crazy. They want me upset. They want somebody upset. They want the video of somebody losing their mind over this. Don't give them the satisfaction. Just walk away. Just like the pronoun game. It's not about. Look, Tim. When I'm talking to you, I don't refer to you in the third person.
Yeah.
Nobody does. So it's about, if you had pronouns in your bio, it's about how I talk about you to other people. It's about control when you're not around, and it polices and deputizes everybody else around them to get that moral superiority going. You referred to Zir in the wrong way, sir. That kind of thing. It's like making little Nazis out of people who are inclined to go that way. Don't play their fucking game. This is the same sort of thing. This is about causing a reaction to get their jollies, to get the B-roll, to show. Just fucking walk away and go, or go up and piss on it. Be like, I'm putting this out. Sorry. Whatever it is, just recognize that a piece of cotton or nylon or whatever the hell the flag is made out of is not actually the United States. I understand that it represents the country and everything else, but the country can easily withstand some asshole who doesn't want to be here. We had Barack Obama and Joe Biden as president, so we can handle all sorts of shit. Just let it go, because the only reason they're doing it is because of that reaction. That's it.
Tammy says Waltz doesn't burn flags; he burns entire cities. I'm with you on that. These are the people that are going to be the most outraged by it today. Did you see these guys singing about Kilmar Abrego?
I did not see them singing. That looks like the curviest road crew I've ever seen in my life.
They are. I mean, this is your average Democrat now. They've got to be. They have to realize that their support is literally dying off, right? That's why.
I would point out that this happened during work hours on a weekday. Where the fuck did all these people find the time?
Well,
because it's their job. It's their job.
Yes, and they also look like they're senior citizens who have retired at this point too. A lot of them, other than this guy here, who is the ringleader. Here's a little.
That one lady in front might be dead. I'm gonna need to see proof of life.
That's actually Danny DeVito, and then
he's method. Looks like fat Cruella DeVille.
Kilmar is our neighbor. You can't have him, Trump. No. Kilmar is our neighbor.
I don't need to see any more of that.
That's my jam, man. I need that as a ringtone.
It's This Little Light of Mine. They've been doing a lot of songs to This Little Light of Mine lately.
Can we
Very
just get
Christians.
George Soros? Somebody out there associated with you is monitoring. You're giving money left and right to all of these left-wing causes. I'm not telling you not to. Just give $1 million. Break off $100,000 to somebody who can come up with some new chants and some new songs. This hey, hey, ho, ho, whatever the hell it is, has got to go. Yeah, Tim will sell out. Hey, hey, ho, ho, whatever has got to go. It's not the Vietnam anymore. It's not 1967. You have come up with nothing new since then, and the crap you try is terrible. For God's sakes, throw a little money behind the creative, okay? Whoever got the money for the pink vests and had to explain that to the road crew company, that money would have been better. No, I want it pink. No, I want it like you put red tube socks in the white laundry and then just washed it in hot water. That's got to be a phone call for the ages. But there's got to be somebody out there that can come up with something. I mean, every left-winger in Hollywood, you're sitting around. Aren't you embarrassed by this shit? Come on.
One of my exes was John Podesta's right-hand woman. I dated her for about 1.5 years. And she's actually She works on the Hill now as a chief of staff. She's low key. Actually, she's deleted most of her social media. She's hard to find. But she was in the Clinton White House as well. And I should just call her up. Maybe we can cash in on this. What are we doing? Nothing. I'd sell out. I'd make up some chance.
I saw John Podesta at a Costco. Where the fuck was that? I think it was somewhere in Maryland. I saw him at a Costco on the phone. It was during the 2016 campaign. I sent the pictures of it to Betsy Rothstein. Rothstein.
Yeah.
He had a shopping cart. I don't know. He seemed to have bought the heaviest shit in the whole Costco. And his little petite wife, who weighed like you could blow her away with a fart. And she was pushing it because he's on the phone the whole time. He's yammering on the phone the whole time. And his wife is pushing this shopping cart. Like, dude, you couldn't just one hand the phone and push the shopping cart. Not that he weighs much more, but it's just like, it's pretty bad taste in my mind to have your elderly wife pushing the shop cart when you've decided to buy 8 cans of, 40 gallons of beans and all that shit at Costco.
I'm trying to see like who his I don't see any photo of him and his wife anywhere.
I assume it was his wife. It was like a Saturday afternoon. Maybe he's got really horrible taste in mistresses. Yeah, no, that was her. That's her. Yeah.
Got a schnoz on her. I actually learned, and this is why, a lot of people are like, oh, Pizzagate, blah, 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 blah. Number one, Comet Pizza's got delightful pizza. Their smoked mozzarella is fantastic. There's no basement there either. But I learned
what I knew you would say that. I knew you would say that
because I'm a shill. But I learned from my ex who worked for Podesta. She goes, he's many things, but he's not Pizzagate. And she said that was code for
not
drinking.
Being a serial pedophile is a pretty low bar. It's a pretty low bar. Like, hey man, he seems like a real piece of shit. Yeah, he is, but he does not in mass molest children on an individual basis.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not saying he doesn't on an occasional Tuesday, but like busloads of them, not so much. No, you can say a lot about him, but not that. Like, okay, thanks. I think.
Apparently going to get pizza was go get drunk or go drink in the middle of the day. And they didn't want to put it on file.
There you go.
That's what I was told. But then again, if you tune to any kind of spaces on here for 10 seconds and or go over to anything on Instagram and your algorithm, it's really, racism is really doing well on Instagram lately. I don't know if you saw this. Have you seen all these reels on Instagram? These guys are really doing well.
I am not on Instagram.
Really?
It's nobody's fucking business. No, I don't take pictures that I want to share with. They're pictures of my kids and shit. Why the fuck do I want them? I get enough threats in my daily life. I don't need to go here. Deflect some of that hate to my 8-year-old daughter. No, fuck that. I don't care. Or hey, hate on my cats. The fuck do I don't need that sort of validation. I barely check my mentions on Twitter.
Well, I put up memes. I do memes and I do little videos of myself talking about politics once in a while. It's very interesting because like when the numbers go down, I'm like, I do legitimate things in my life and I don't need to be here on these things. But I do, I made it on social media. I did the social media and you did real media. It's a whole crazy, it's a different world. We're both in different worlds. We're both very successful in our different worlds.
You get to wear hoodies and hats all day. On occasion, I have to meet with clients and wear a suit.
Remember that time we had a meeting together and you showed up in a suit like a sucker?
Yeah. Remember when you were sweating like somebody pushed you into a pool?
Well, that's true. I showed up and it was 98 degrees outside. And so I was, and I walk everywhere in town.
And it was 98 degrees inside because you were looking like Nick Lachey, yo. There you go. There's a reference for the kids out there.
Is he still around?
He's not dead, as far as I know. Other than that, he doesn't live near me.
Is Jessica Simpson still around?
Yes. And she, she and Christina Aguilera have recaptured their the height of their powers. Do a Google search. Just go ahead.
I am doing
either one. Christina Aguilera.
You just lost your audio. What happened? Was that you? Can you hear me, Derek? Uh-oh. Reload. Reload your page. Reload your page. There you go. Come right back. We'll see if he gets back here. I'm sure he'll be fine. That should fix it. Hello?
Yeah, that better?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. You were talking about. Okay, so hold on. So she is on. Is this her? That's her now.
Yes.
That's Jessica Simpson now.
Yeah.
What
Now,
does?
yeah, she looks better than she did for a while there. She doesn't look as good as she did at the beginning, but do Christina Aguilera.
Oh yeah.
If you can spell Christina Aguilera. Oh no, you're lucky. You're lucky for spelling assist.
Christina Aguilera, Ozempic. That's her now?
Yes.
Come on. That's
Now
No?
do Jack Black. No.
Jack Black has not done Ozempic. I mean, obviously she's just on a diet, right? That was the whole.
But no, look, these people have enough money that they can go, hey, private chef, I need you to come to the house and cook me 2 meals a day and make sure that they're no more than 500 calories, but they're like a mound of food, so I'm not hungry at all. My job during the rest of the day is to work out and swim or whatever. Like, it's really easy. I love how these people are like, oh yeah, these people work out. It's a real tough work. Like, it's their only job, and they're paid millions of dollars basically for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think about that about myself. Like, I mean, like when I had really gotten fat a couple of months ago when I was still with the ex at the highest cortisol levels probably in my entire life. And so I was just packing it in. And it doesn't take much. You just have to just not put things in your mouth. It's a crazy concept. And stop drinking. I think that's the problem with a lot of these people. But she, there she was. She was
a joke I'm not willing to make. Yeah.
Bootylicious there. She was bootylicious. And now she's back down to the same size she was when she first got on the scene.
She can get back into that bottle with the genie.
That's true. She can actually feed in there. Hey, greetings from Uganda. And also, only communists don't repost Tim Young. Instagram does have good reels. The racist ones.
I watch reels. I watch reels all the time on Facebook. I go down that rabbit hole.
Same thing.
No good reason, and I just watch crap after crap after crap. And I've watched more people cook meals than I think I've consumed in my lifetime. And I save all these recipes that I'm never going to do.
Yeah.
And I think they're so easy. They're not easy enough, apparently, because I'm not doing them. But I'll watch the hell out of them forever.
The other day, I saw a guy, he took a peanut butter cup and shoved it into marshmallow fluff and cooked it and then made it a s'more. And I'm like, that's
I saw that one too. But I'm talking about the meal. Here's how you don't want real pizza. Here's fake pizza. You don't want this. You want that. Oh, let's make this salad. Like, the salad looks great. If I could order the salad, I'd order the salad. But if I've got to use like 6 different bowls, 3 cutting boards, and every piece of cutlery I have to get the most delicious salad of my lifetime, I'm going to die without ever having tried that salad, just because I can make a salad in like 3 steps by ripping shit in half.
I can make a salad in 1 step by ordering it on my phone.
Make that salad.
She does not have MS chat. No. Alexandria, I was going to say Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Christina Aguilera does not have MS. So.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez could not spell MS.
But a lot of people, there's this trend. See, I feel like I'm a bad conservative because I get along with people when I see them in public. And I have definitely interacted with AOC many times. We used to grocery shop in the same Whole Foods.
I got to take issue. I've met a lot of famous people. Some I've gotten to know better, but everyone, I mean, it's the same thing. Everybody says, oh, I met him. He was so nice. I met Paul Newman once, right? I met Paul Newman at a movie theater, and he was super nice. He signed a jar of Newman's Own spaghetti sauce for me, which I still have.
I love
it. It was in the mid 90s, late 90s, and it's the spaghetti sauce. I never emptied it. So it's an unnatural type of red. I think if you opened it, it would start some kind of plague. But he signed it, and he was drunk, and he smeared the pee a little bit. But it was like, he was so nice. And I thought more about it because everybody says, oh, you met so-and-so. They're so nice. They're so nice. Like, what are they going to do? Punch you in the face? Like, what are they going to, you're a fan. Somebody walks up, hey, I'm a big fan. And then they kick you in the groin. You can't really know anybody unless they're not going to be a complete ass to you unless you work for them or something. Right. And like the first or you're like, unless you're like interrupting their dinner going, excuse me. Like if I saw Paul McCartney, I'd have a really hard time not going up to him and going, I need your autograph. I have to, you can't eat your tofu or whatever the hell you eat. But otherwise they're going to be very nice to you because you're the reason they don't have to have real jobs.
I'm trying to think of like where I've met celebrities and I haven't been working. Because again, like people treat us differently too because of where we are. And I learned this in local TV was I always talk with the production staff and everybody. I hang out with everybody, just try to be a nice guy. Because you also never know who's going to end up where too. So like
You never want to piss off the sound guy because you've got a microphone and he's got everything you utter the entire day. And at some point you could get the "don't come in my ear" Laura Ingraham treatment if you piss off the sound guy.
I talked to the production people back at Fox 5, and they would say, so-and-so's a real jerk and blah, blah, blah. And I go, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, see, you don't see that side because you're on-air talent. But when they're demanding things from us, they're ignorant as shit. And I'm like, oh, got it. So it's a little different thing. I have, though, in recent years encountered, and we're not going to get into too depth here, but there's a weird, like, again, like these middle managers. Like I understand, too, where people might get attitudes from. You deal with certain people and you get disrespected enough times and suddenly you're like, fuck everybody. I don't know if you've had that encounter or not, but I've gotten there. Certain situations.
It wasn't because of an encounter. It was just that it just happened. It was a day that didn't even why.
Oh, here, Tammy met James Caan. There you go. Laughed a lot. So the only non-working celebrity meet that I ever had was Donald Trump and Melania at a Miss USA pageant when it was in Baltimore back in the day at the Hippodrome, when they had redone the Hippodrome.
You were just hanging out at the Miss USA pageant?
I got into the ball. I snuck into the ball, kind of. I got in. The security people told me, we were talking ahead of time because there was a little bit of a wait to get in, and they said, hey, get down here at a certain time. We'll take you into the ball. And so we went into the ball afterwards. It was limited. And we hung out with Melania. My date and I hung out with Melania for 25 minutes. She didn't know who the fuck we were. We just had a whole conversation with Melania for 25 minutes. And Trump was just as cool.
I met Trump a couple of times. The first time I met him was like 2 days, maybe a week after he had just announced in 2015. He was the keynote speaker at the Maryland GOP annual dinner. And that was already long planned. And then he announced. And I got an invite and a VIP pass, and we're sitting around, and I didn't get it. I don't give a shit about getting my picture taken with somebody.
I don't either.
I collected signed books at the time, and so I had Art of the Deal and something else, and like I just want to get these signed. So me and a friend went, and the grip and grin before he come in. We're running late. Everybody's got to be kept. No talking. Just get your picture taken. Get the fuck out. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I had worked on the Hill, and I know that it's the staff who are the assholes. The principal's never the asshole.
Yep.
Because they need you. They need the people, so they're not going to punch you in the face. So I went up, and we were in line. Trump was yammering to everybody. What are you doing? Hey, what do you do here? Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Where you from? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. The exact opposite of what the advance team was like. Hey, nobody make eye contact with it. Just get your picture and get the hell out of here. It was they're always the exact opposite. They're always the exact opposite.
Yeah, Trump's cool as shit. You have a signed copy of Art of the Deal?
Yeah.
You can retire on that.
I have a signed copy of Art of the Deal. I have 2 signed copies, first edition, first printings of The Exorcist.
I need this signed. This is all I want signed.
I've got Unsafe. I have probably about 1,000 books signed. I have a first edition of Unsafe at Any Speed. Ralph Nader was friends with my old boss, Grover Norquist, so I was around Ralph a lot, and I got one. And I'm sitting there with Ralph, and I break this out. It's a nice copy. And he goes, oh, look, and he looks, and he says, this is a first edition. You know what this would be worth when I sign it? He goes, it'd be worth like $1,000. I said, yeah, I know. And then he gets the pen, and he's like, he looks at me, you want me to personalize that? Like, fuck no, I don't. Do you want me to take all that value and just take a shit on this book? Like, no, I don't want you to do that.
Somebody with the name Derek might buy it one day.
Yeah, like, no, I don't want you to personalize it. I barely want you to touch it. I just want you to sign it. So, yeah.
I was dating a chick once that I wasn't sure if I liked her or not, and she was a big fan of who's David Foster Wallace, Infinite Jest. You know that book? Mm-hmm. So a lot of liberals love that book. They think that they're smart because they read a complex book. and I bought a second
Did they
edition.
understand it though?
No, they
better
don't. No,
to read
no.
it.
It's all footnotes. It's like it's a hefty read. It's like a massive book. It's like he was clearly autistic, a great writer. Also, David Wallace on The Office was written about. I wasn't sure if I liked her or not, and it seemed like things were going downhill. So I signed the book and gave it to her. It's David Foster Wallace. There's a second edition. It was an expensive.
Did
book.
she buy it? Did
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Did you believe it?
She
Oh,
cried.
it's so
She
nice.
cried, and I'm a terrible person.
You really
She's like-
are.
She's like, I can't believe I got a book signed. This was I was friends with this old lady in my building back in the day here in Grapevine when I first moved here, and she was like, nobody knows autographs. Just sign it. Just go look at one that's reasonable and sign it.
Let me confess to what would have been a felony 25, 30 years ago, but is no longer, since God loved the statute of limitations. When I was a younger lad collecting baseball cards, I got very good at signing Pete Rose's name. And so I would sign Pete Rose cards that were, $1, 50 cents. They're garbage cards. And I would sell them for $5 a piece at baseball card shows because I didn't have any money. It was a way to make money. I'd sell like 4 or 5 of them. I could get a box of cards and open them. And I swear to God, every once in a while, not very often, I would come across a card I swear to God I signed on eBay. I've never actually messaged the people, but
They
it's just
wouldn't
like
know.
there were very certain years. It was the last couple of years, 85 and 86, the last years that he had regular cards. Those were the ones that I could get for nothing. And so I would sign them. They told the one dealer I sold them to that my brother worked for the Reds, and he'd do that. And then one time, after like 4 times, he looks at this and he takes it over to another dealer, and he comes back over and he says, the ones he has, he doesn't sign across his face. Now, I had never thought about where I was signing the card. I just signed the card, get it done.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't screw up and waste a card. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And I never did it again because I was nervous about getting arrested for forgery. But I was like, a kid, and it wouldn't have done anything to me.
How much were
now
you
you
selling
can
them for?
commit murder. $5.
That's not bad.
No, the cards were worth like 30 cents. I didn't cost me anything. It's at the blue Sharpie. So every once in a while, I can still do a pretty mean Pete Rose. If I get going, I got to practice a lot. I'll do it on a piece of paper just to keep fresh with it and show people. But every once in a while, I will come across one on eBay. And there was one. None of them have been graded. None of them have passed muster for authentication. But I've almost messaged a guy saying, I'm pretty sure I wrote that I signed this. And I also almost bought it, but just for nostalgia's sake. But I didn't want to do either, so I didn't.
What do you got? 1985. What did you sign? 85 tops, 86 tops? What are we talking about?
It was 85 tops and Donruss. The one that I saw recently was 85 Donruss when he's in the Expos. That one. Wait, is that? No, it's not 200. The guy's asking price was like $80 or something. It was not graded, and it was it's the Expos one, not the Reds card.
I wonder if it would pass. I bet it would pass.
If I did it a bunch of times, I can get pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But like the first few times, it's the R in Rose. That little twist in the R in Rose that always screwed me up. And so I could do Pete pretty easily. And then the Rose is just this swirling thing that I just screw up. I just screwed up.
I love this.
But
This
my
is a good
signature
scheme.
was bigger than that. So that one has a chance of being real. The one I did was usually much larger. Yeah, it's kind of like that. That kind of, yeah, I could do that.
I mean, so one of my very first big interviews was Cal Ripken at the Charles Theater in Baltimore, because back when I went to UMBC, they did not, they was all the hipsters were sitting around at the school paper, and they were like, who wants to go interview Cal Ripken at some documentary? And I'm like, I'll do that. And he signed all sorts of shit for me. I've got a pile of stuff.
Really? See, a lot of those guys, Cal Ripken is, he charges like $250 for an autograph at the
Everybody does
National Card Committee. I know, it's ridiculous.
Are you doing one now?
I'm trying to. I'm screwing up a bunch of them.
Hold on, we'll do a side by side here. Hold on, let me get this.
That's a decent one if you can see it. There's a couple of.
Hold on, let me
screw-ups, but-
reverse you. There you go. Put it up again. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
Doing it cold, that's not bad.
That's pretty good. I think most people probably know by now that their congressmen's signatures are signed by staff. So
Or machines. There's
Oh,
an
yeah.
auto pen. Each one of them have auto pens because they can, or they're just printed like on envelopes if they still do mailing. I worked in the Senate in 2006. Their autograph, their signature is as good as a stamp.
Yeah.
Their franking privileges.
Yep.
So people would abuse that.
I have Tim Hutchinson was one of the first ones I was able to do, and he just did like just Tim with lines, so it was very easy to do when I was a kid. Back in the
There's
day.
Duke Snyder.
Oh.
Yeah, Monty Irvin, Robin Roberts, and the
I go
84
through.
Tigers.
You have a whole baseball. So I've got behind here. There's a shelf with all sorts of shit on it. I've got all sorts of autographs back there. But
Why
my
don't you put your shit in the toilet? Oh, not literal shit. Never mind.
I got it. But I've got a bunch of stuff. So I've got a whole pile of stuff back here. But I've got my Christy Yamaguchi signed plate over here. That's very important to me. You can't really see the light. That's signed.
So then, what do you collect? What's behind the curtain?
Every fucking thing is behind the curtain. So like, I've got toys back there. There's a Cal Ripken. There's a Hank Aaron down there. There's Transformers. I've got some wild stuff in my house. I mean, I've got autographs. I go through phases where I need to collect things. I get hyper focused. I was told by a girl that I was seeing that I'm hyper fixated on things.
I become obsessed with things. Everything really valuable is in a safe deposit box, but that's a 1954-55 Topps hockey set, the first year that they made one. That's Gordie Howe's first Topps card.
Holy crap.
Pretty good shape. Yeah, I've got the whole set and then a bunch of other stuff.
There's stuff I would tell you about, but not on a live because I don't want to spoil it. But I don't want people to know that I have things. But one of my favorite things that I did
now
recently.
Their imagination is going to be like bullion.
I went through a phase where I needed all of the Match Game people, like Match Game 76. I needed all of their autographs. I think that's going to be in my studio when I move to the next place. And so I have, Charles Nelson Riley and all those Betty White, all those people who were on Match Game in the 70s.
Are they framed in one giant frame with pictures?
That's what I'm going to. So they're all different shapes. So like Nipsey Russell's on like a little kind of like a placard thing that he had in Vegas. And then, I literally, they're all different shapes. I need to get somebody to kind of design it when I go to the next place. But I have the 1969 Mets, of the Miracle Mets. I have the 84 Mets. I have a lot of dumb shit.
Wait. How the hell do you grow up in Baltimore and become a Mets fan?
Because the Orioles sucked for so long.
Because the Orioles ran a risk of not sucking.
They never got close. Awful. They never got close. And then I liked Mike Piazza when I was in middle school, and I followed Mike Piazza up to. It turns out he's good friends with my my Congresswoman Beth Van Dyne, and she's yet to get me an autograph.
She's horrible.
I have one or two of him, but he was a tough autograph because that's when autographs started getting worth things, and so he wouldn't sign when actual money was involved. He wasn't signing anything.
See, that's what's awful. It's just sign. I get it. You don't want to stand there forever in a line at the airport, or you're trying to have dinner or something. But if somebody comes up to you, my dream interview is Paul McCartney. I would love to, spend a couple hours just not rehashing all the Beatles stuff and everything, but the more about the creative process. And is there any song, like, for example, that you wish you did wrong, you wish you could do over? Some stuff like that, where inspiration comes from. But you're damn right. I'm not bringing a truckload of shit, but I'm going to meet the guy once. I'm going to at least strike out trying, right? Like, hey, we're going to sit here for an hour. If you could, here's 20 books. Sign this and pay off my house, dude. It costs you nothing. I brought the Sharpie. Let's just call it a day. And I don't know. It's presumptuous, and he'd be mad, but it'd be worth it. Because again, I'm never going to see the guy again.
Let me see if I can do a little tour here with my camera. I think I can move it around. It might be hard to see. Actually, so I have the Keebler Elf signed by the Keebler Elf voice up here on the wall. I actually got from Goodwill. I got a lot. Sometimes I play around on Goodwill online. And there was a lot of items from Fort Wayne, Indiana. It made no sense. It was $25. It cost $50 to ship because it was like 20 pounds of shit from Fort Wayne, Indiana. But in the middle of this thing was a poster from the Fort Wayne Embassy Theater signed by Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. So like, and that's a hell of an autograph.
I got Ernie Banks there. I've got Willie Mays and Duke Snyder and Brian, Mr. White. The Replacements, the Beach Boys from their 50th anniversary tour when I met them. I've got Bono. I ran into Bono one day in the Senate. It was during recess, and I'm talking to a friend of mine who worked in Coburn's office, and I look down the hallway, and I'm like, there's just one dude in the hallway standing there at the elevator. I'm like, holy shit, that's Bono. And I said, Brian, go get something to get signed. Like, go get whatever. And so he goes into his office, and he comes out with a pad of paper. It's the United States Senate and just the address. There's no member's name or anything. It's perfect. It's a pad of paper. We walked up to him. I'm towering over him. He's a friggin' dwarf. And I said, sorry, but do you mind if we get it? There, no problem. Couldn't have been nicer. He drew a picture for my friend Brian, signed it, drew a picture for me, signed it. It's hanging on my wall right there. I shook his hand, said, thank you very much, big fan. He we just started to walk away because we weren't going to bother the guy as he's waiting for the elevator. And everybody in Coburn's office was coming out right then. And I looked back at him. Brian must have said something. And the word spread. And I looked back at Bono and I said, sorry about that, man. And he goes, it's okay. And then I don't know what happened. I assume they didn't kill him. But yeah, I've got it. It's right there. I'll grab it, as a matter of fact. I'll show you.
Shuck has the vintage Monchichi dolls. Here, let's do this. I'll go grab something from my place. We'll do show and tell real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do show and tell. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something from my room. I'll be right back. I've never done this before. This is very exciting. In a Soundgarden bag for you. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool. Get that a little close. Yeah,
he wrote something like Derek the Damned or something like that. I'm not really sure what he wrote, but that's the picture he drew was of himself, and the letterhead was perfect.
That is very John Lennon.
Yes.
So I've got a Soundgarden bag from Fells Point. You probably don't know.
Nice. Wasted a lot of money on DVDs there.
No shit. But this is it's not just the Miracle Mets. It was the Miracle Mets. There was a postcard set for the 25th anniversary. And I have everybody who was alive at the time it came out, their autographs. So there's Yogi Berra signed. There's some good ones in here. Ed Charles. Where's the good ones? Because Tug McGraw is in here.
Nolan Ryan.
Oh yeah. Ed Kranepool. Here's Tug McGraw. He used to sign with a smiley face. There you go. I have a dozen Nolan Ryan autographs. Tom Seaver.
Nice.
Yeah. But this is I may have the only almost fully signed one of these sets. And they were numbered.
Is there anybody who was alive who you don't have signed?
No. I have everything.
Okay, so then you have a complete set.
Yeah. I mean, there was so the only one I actually have. So here's Gil Hodges. He wasn't around then, but I have a signed Gil Hodges stationery when he was the Senators manager. That is, I don't even know. I've never seen it before or after.
You know, one of the most bits of morbidity in baseball card history, the 1972 O-Pee-Chee, not Topps, O-Pee-Chee, Gil Hodges, when he was the manager of the Mets, there's Gil Hodges, and then it says across it on the bottom right-hand side, I think, deceased April 1972.
No way.
Or something. Yeah, look up 1972 O-Pee-Chee Gil Hodges, and you'll see guy died of a massive heart attack, and they just run across deceased, kick the bucket, dead, gone, forever. And I can't find a good copy of that card. I want a good copy of that card because I have a whole bunch. I'm trying to do the complete run of Gil Hodges cards.
We could do a whole.
It's got to be 1972.
Yeah.
That's not 1972. I mean, that's a 1972 O-Pee-Chee, but Gil Hodges. Do a Google search because the card is not available on eBay. Because everybody's buying. Now do images. Go to images.
Would it be this
There
one?
it is. Yeah, that's it. I can see the deceased. Right
Oh
there.
my God.
Yep. That boy's dead. That just put that right across there.
So they want
that's
they want $249 for it.
Yeah, and it's poorly centered and it's not worth
It's
it on
not worth
graded.
it.
But
No,
yeah,
this is
just
really rough.
deceased April 1972 or whatever it is. Like that's pretty cold. You couldn't just I don't know.
That's crazy.
We remember Gil Hodges or anything like that, but nope, just that boy's dead.
Yeah, no, and it's hard to Google. It's hard to find on. That's crazy. How hard that is to find.
You're not going to find very many copies of it. It's O-Pee-Chee. What were there, like 16 or 17 Canadians back in the 70s? So they weren't buying that many cards.
Mickey Holding says, or Michael Holding says, I'm 2025 Pikachu. I do have some. I have some Pokemon cards too. I have a couple of Pokemon cards somewhere there.
I'm not going to comment on that.
In '98, I bought a couple of packs and just put them away, and I've got a 6,000.
Did you get a Charizard?
I have all the other ones. So I have Blastoise and what's the other? Venusaur. The
only thing
all those.
that makes any sense to me is Pikachu and Charizard. I know that virgins pay a lot of money for that stuff.
It's been going crazy actually. They just had a big release at Sam's Club, and adult men were fighting over each other so that they can make $30 every box that they sell on the internet.
There's like one card that's worth a damn, isn't it?
So if you run the math, you should just buy the cards.
Yeah.
You shouldn't buy the boxes. I don't understand. It's like weird. It's weird because it would be gambling if there wasn't just a quick solution.
Don't get me started. I wrote a column about what baseball cards have become. When I was a kid, you could buy a box for 20, 25 bucks.
Yep.
And you'd make a set after a couple of boxes. Now boxes are like on the cheap ones are like 150 bucks.
Correct.
There are boxes up to several $1,000. Yep. You buy them and you watch these guys and they go, and they're just looking. There's like the seventh card in is the rare card. And they go, all right, well, this never heard of this guy. Boom. They basically just throw the rest away. They don't care. There's no collecting anymore. It is just gambling. It's gambling, except go to the casino because the casino has to pay out like 48% of the time, whereas Topps can do whatever the hell they want.
The other magical thing too, you don't probably see this on Facebook, but on Instagram, I get the reels for it. And magically, these guys who rip packs for a living that have big followings.
Oh, I get those. Oh yeah, I get those.
Do you ever notice that Topps somehow has videos of everybody opening the most incredible one-of-one card all the time?
Yes, and they probably spend 8 hours a day opening cards, and they show you one hit every 15 days. So that tells you the amount of rip up. Where you're right, just buy the damn thing or recognize that it's a one of one. Yeah, but this set has 387 one of ones of this guy alone.
Correct.
So maybe it's not as rare. Like things that are made to be rare used to be a good rule of thumb when we were kids is if it's collector's edition or limited edition, it was never going to be collected, and it was limited to the number that they could sell until they put about a half a case into a Goodwill to get rid of the rest. It meant nothing. It's the exact same thing, one of one, and there are literally 50 different color variations, and that's it, of the so-called one of one. It makes me sick that this is what the hobby's become. I'm only interested in vintage.
Well, people think that it's worth something. I want to show you one more thing before we get out of here because I have something sitting on a counter in here that you have to see. My favorite baseball card pull of all time, and it's not worth buying baseball cards after this. I'll be right back. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. So you got a 2025 Pikachu. You should probably get that autographed or something. Now that I've got Tim's show, subscribe to my podcast. Patreon.com/Derek Hunter Podcast. Follow me on X, Derek A. Hunter. And the correct way to spell Derek is DEREK. None of that Canadian spelling, and I'm not a deep water oil drilling device. Hey, Tim.
Okay.
I told him the truth about you.
Well, Gay. So this is my little box of like rare blah 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 cards. Doesn't matter. But my favorite item I ever pulled out of a pack. This is from, I don't know, 2003. It's limited to 230, which means they made a ton of these. It's a piece of a bat signed by Griffey Jr.
Is that
right,
that Ken Griffey Jr.?
Yeah, it's a piece of a bat. It's like the bat barrel that's signed. And I pulled that out of the pack. And I will never again, never after, never before will I ever pull a card like that.
The nicest card I ever pulled out was an autograph Mario Lemieux with a piece of game-used jersey from the regular season and the All-Star game and a stick or something. And I sold it for like $900 on eBay.
That's awesome. Have you seen recently where they say that not even the jerseys are real anymore? They just kind of grab, this is like a Josh Beckett piece. Like all
this
these
is a piece of fabric from something, could have been your underwear. Like
correct.
Can't even bother to do that. And people still go, I've got to have it. Give me here, take my money.
There are, they've got this new thing. There's a new set of Disney cards where you get autographs from the characters.
I know,
and people are going for one-of-one autographs of characters. Oh, I had a chrome Shohei Ohtani in here. God knows, it's probably worth nothing. But getting autographs from characters is a strong, like a one-of-one signed Donald Duck, signed as Donald Duck. It's in the same vein of getting pro wrestler autographs. Like you're going to get somebody to sign their fake name, which is
at least the human being, who the human being is who did it. Whether or not they were actually on their birth certificate named Hulk Hogan is probably doubtful. But it's sad what it's really just a money grab. It's really just a money grab. There's no fun in it anymore. There's none of that. I've completed a set. There's a sense of accomplishment, or I really like this player. It is. You watch the reels where the kids are like, "This is about $7,000 car." Ooh, Mickey auto. You got to get that grade. How do you grade that? How do you professionally grade that? I know you can. It's pathetic, but you can do anything. Any company's willing to take your money.
Signature case hit of Bell. Who could forget? You got to get that one.
I asked her for an autograph, and she pushed me down a flight of stairs.
Limited to 88, but there's like dual. I mean, it is there. It's like next level when you're like, and number one, Disney adults are weird, but like getting an autograph, like searching for an autograph of a character makes no sense.
The next step is cards of cars, and like getting an autographed Tesla. Getting an autographed Oldsmobile. Like, why not? Let's just go full-blown stupid and see, because it seems like the card companies are going, I bet you nobody buys this. No. I bet you nobody. And they're trying to dare each other to find the line. Where is too far? Where is it where the audience goes, no way?
Okay, I can't believe that this is that someone would pay $100 for this. This was a special set that I bought just as a joke. I thought it was a joke from Walmart for like $10 years ago. And it came with a signed Santa Claus.
That's not a rookie, though. That's like second year. I think Pro Set did an earlier one. And if you got in person, it was probably worth more.
Well, so they say that's his rookie. That it's a signed piece of his suit, and a piece of his suit, and then and I thought that was amazing. It was like $9 at Walmart back in the day. Now this guy's got a case of them. You can see the piles of them.
This guy's asking for it. He's asking for it. You got to look up sold items because you can ask anything you want. Hey, here's a worthless piece of crap plug. I'm selling it for $20,000. You're not selling it. If you have one, you're not able to go buy a car with this because nobody will give me 50 cents because I don't even think it works.
Friend, I regret to inform you.
All right, well,
$90 fucking dollars. This set sold for $90 fucking dollars. Sealed box relic auto.
Send me a screen capture of the autograph. I'll learn to do that. Pete Rose and Santa on the same card.
The card alone went for $35. And look, they put a thing over it. They don't want you copying me. Santa Claus autograph.
Honestly, for $35, I'd probably buy 2 of them for my kids because they still believe. And, that'd be a pretty nice thing. a change from the note.
This one went for
Look,
7.
that's a gimmicky thing, and it's from 2007. I can kind of understand why that would have some kind of value, mostly nostalgic kind of thing. What I'm talking about, Mickey Mouse is you just never kissed a girl and didn't even try. Like, give me a break.
Hold on, let me see. Disney Dual Auto Limited Card. I want to see if I can pull up. There it is. Here we go. Here we go. You got to see this one. This is where it gets crazy. You want those dual autos? You got. Here we go. Donald Duck and Daisy Duck. $549.
Or best offer, you could probably get that for $5.25.
Here's I don't even know. Oh, Nemo and Marlin. Graded. Gem Mint 10, because that's what you need. You got to grade that.
I'm gonna need to see the COA on that one. And I want to see the pen.
You have received a dual autograph card of Marlin and Nemo. This is who is buying this? No one. No one. Oh, here's
what? Let's get some Jimi Hendrix signed CDs and see if they sell on eBay. Let's do that. Let's just see if we can get that to work. Because I guarantee you some moron's gonna buy it.
I mean, this is just is this even, did they bother to sign it, or is this printed? The Ariel Moana dual auto.
It's different handwritings, different fonts. It'd be one thing if it were the people who voiced them who signed it.
That's so.
But that's not what's happening, because no one's going anywhere near Ellen DeGeneres because they're going to get stabbed. So
I actually I dated a woman who was a big fan of Snow White back in the day. She was actually a reporter at Fox 45. And I bought her the original voice and autograph of the voice and an autograph of the woman, the dancer who Snow White was based off of. And I have those sitting somewhere, and they're worth a fuck ton.
Wait, you bought her these gifts and you.
But then we broke up before I
didn't give them to her.
Yeah.
How long were you holding them before you broke up?
Oh, like a couple weeks. But I did the same thing. So I gave.
Was there an occasion coming up that you were saving it for,
birthday.
Or were you thinking,
Birthday.
I'm not sure I want to give it? Okay. So you dumped her before her birthday, or she wised up before her birthday?
I dumped her before her birthday. Same thing. I caught a chick cheating on me. She was a big fan of the Atlanta Braves, and I got her the original, not with Milwaukee, but when they moved to Atlanta, the entire lineup with Hank Aaron and all those guys. And I collected all the cards, put them together because I put together the Mets set. Then autographs weren't crazy back then. And when I found out she cheated on me, I went through her room and took them all back. She's like, "You took the autographs?" I was like, "Yeah, I took the autographs." So I got a couple of Hank Aarons.
Well, I don't blame you. That one, I don't blame you. The other one just seems like a dick move.
Well, I didn't. I never got the chance to give it to her, and I kept it. So, yeah, and it's worth it.
It would have lessened the blow of breaking up with her.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we should see other. Hey, did you see this Pete Rose? I know you're a big Pete Rose fan. Hey, there you go. And we should probably not see each other. And she's like, "Huh, what?" And you're gone.
That's not the right. That's not the right attitude to Moana and Ellen DeGeneres. There's a carport has showed up here. It still isn't law. The SCOTUS shut down tonight. Okay, thanks. We're talking about autographs. We've moved on.
Yeah. We never really did anything that you sent me we were going to talk about.
No, I don't give a fuck. That's how this goes every time. I bring on. I have a lot of host friends that I bring on, and we just talk about whatever. I've enjoyed this more than politics. We can talk. We should have a collectible showcase one day. I'll just bring a pile of things, and we'll do a show and tell. Me and you. What else are we doing with our shit?
Bring
Nothing.
your 5 coolest things, and I'll bring my 5 coolest things.
I don't know that I could show my 5 coolest things, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, well, the 5 coolest things you're willing to show, like
Yeah.
you got all the plaster casts of like Led Zeppelin's penis from the 70s. We don't need to see that.
No, I've got stuff that I don't know that I'm allowed to have. So,
Okay.
but I do have cool stuff like the
several
original
human
gate
fingers
covers
are
from
those.
Camden Yards and stuff. I do have a set of the original gate covers. They had them in Dundalk at a card store. I got them for $125. They didn't know what to sell them for
There you go.
back in the day. All right, I'm going to end the stream. Thanks, guys, for watching. Go follow Derek Hunter. Go listen to him on WMAL. You know how this goes. Derek, hang out for a second. I'll tell you what I have once I hit the end stream here. Always hit the retweet button, guys. We made it to almost 20,000 views tonight. Happy to hang out with you guys anytime. Tomorrow night, I've got Addison McDowell, the congressman from North Carolina 6 on. And we're going to talk real politics because it's pre-recorded.
Not going to be as cool as me.
Not going to be as cool as you.
Probably can't even forge their own signature.
No. All right, hang on, and I will see
Never
you guys.
committed a felony when they were a teenager.
Hang on, I'll be right back in a second. Derek, hang on.